Hey everybody, how y'all doing? God, I wish I could get rid of this echo in my headphones. I don't know why. But as long as you guys don't have to put up with it, I guess I can. Gosh, man, there's a bunch of you already. Hey, smart ass Timmy's here. Um, just so you guys know, Desert JM is going to be live streaming and chasing this hurricane when it hits SoCal. Let me, I don't have a command for him, but let me get it for you. So, and I'll be helping him the best I can. There's his link. So, if you don't follow him, go ahead and give him a follow and be prepared to see some unusual weather coming into Southern California and Arizona. And oh my gosh, and I feel for y'all down there. So, just to get started here, we got enough people to get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you over here on monitor 6. Look at this green area. This, I bet you are a fire truck. It depends on how it tracks, depends on what you're going to get in LA County. So, get the microphone up here. All this green area here, that's flood watch already. This thing's not even there, but this thing's already bringing moisture up. Let's go over to the main monitor, and there's Hilary, and already a couple severe warnings in Arizona, not directly related, but kinda. If you look at this. Look at this line of storms in Mexico coming up. That's from Hilary. It's already, because of its counterclockwise rotation, it's already throwing moisture up, bringing Pacific and Gulf moisture. It's actually sucking some from over here. Look at this. It's getting kind of late in the day for this far east, but you see this moisture plume feeding in, as well as from the Pacific, and that's all because of Hilary. Oh, you ain't gonna come in here and start talking that shit. Still got a mod in here, delete that. Yeah, ban it. Oh, there, I got it. So, stupid scam bots. I must be getting popular. Anyway, we're having all this moisture, and I'll zoom out here and show you guys. We got this Gulf moisture being sucked in, and good old Hilary's throwing it up here already. Hey Nathan, how you doing, bud? I don't know why I should have you as a mod, but I guess I don't. I don't trust you, smartass Timmy. Just kidding. Anyway, so got some good news for Hawaii. This is what's left of Fernanda, and it's a remnant. It's just a low pressure system right now. It's going west, and it's going to, these outer bands of it will be bringing some much needed light rain, is the way it's looking, to Hawaii. This is what's left over of Greg right here, by the way. So, what I want to get to, let's start off with the Atlantic on the Hurricane Center first, okay? So, look at all these areas in the Atlantic over the next 7 days. We got 98L. 70% chance now in the next 48 hours. But that's going to be going into a lot of Saharan dust. I don't think it's going to last long. And we got 99L, 40% chance in the next couple of days or 7 days. And then we got this one here. This one This one's kind of interesting, and I'll show you in the models a little bit later. Okay, Timmy. Get you something to eat. Go ahead. I got roast beef and taters waiting on me. But this is 10% in the next 48, 30% in the next 7 days. So, and then we got this crazy disturbance right here on the north side of Cuba. It's not looking real healthy right now, but because of the high pressure dome out here, it's going to sling that thing west. Will it become a tropical storm? It's pretty doubtful, although in the next 7 days they have given it a 50% chance of forming something. It's going to bring some much needed rain to parts of Texas, so that's a good thing. Hey, Lori. You're welcome, Desert. I figure I'd pop that in there for you. And again, Desert's going to be chasing this out there in Southern California. So let's get over to the East Pacific. Now, we got a disturbance here. It's not all that great. It's going to take 7 days to even get a 30% chance as of right now. And good old Hilary. Let's get to the latest on Hilary. It's Cat 4. I don't have my news ticker going on, but she is a Cat 4. Right now, she's 130 mile per hour winds. When I got up early this morning, it had already turned into a Cat 4, and it is Cat 4 right now. So it's starting to weaken, and it's going to continue to do so. By 12 p.m. Sunday afternoon, it's showing it's still going to be a hurricane. That'll probably be down about a Cat 1 by that time. And the more it goes across these cooler waters, which I'll show you the water temps here in a bit. And, yeah, send it to me, Cat. So it'll be down to the tropical storm. But I tell you what, guys, it's going to depend on the track of this. If it goes to the left of that cone, and remember, guys, if you've never seen this before, the cone is only where the center, where they think the center might go. It's been pretty consistent since it made hurricane status. It has wobbled beforehand, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Hey, thanks for the follow. And but if it goes to the left side of this cone, the winds are going to be a lot stronger, and especially in the San Diego area. But if it stays where it's at, this, down the center, it should be on the east side of San Diego. The winds, from there up to LA, the winds are going to be near as strong on that side. You got to remember, the right front quadrant of a tropical storm is where the strongest winds. And I tell you what, depending on which way it goes and when it makes landfall, that has changed a little bit. You could even see tornadoes out of this. Because of this part of the world, it's a hurricane. When you get over around Japan, it's a typhoon. So they have their own hurricane trackers and stuff over there, separate from ours. Once you get past Hawaii, then you're in their district. So yeah, there is a chance. Always, let's get over to the studio. Always with a tropical storm in that right front quadrant. Here would be the northeast quadrant with it more north motion. You get a lot of difference in winds and weather, and it can cause quick spin-ups. They're always short-lived. They're usually not real strong, but they can be. So typically EF1s, EF2s is what I've seen in the past several years. But it is possible. It is possible. And I tell you what, folks, I was looking at the topography. Desert knows it real well since he lives out in there. Some of the hills, as we call it in the east, they may call it mountains out there. some of the topography, depending on where this thing comes up, and that wraparound, and it hits those hills, it's actually going to drain the water out of that part of the storm, and it'll rain a lot real fast. You'll see that over in the Appalachian Mountains over here in the east. When severe weather hits those mountains, it just wrings that water out of it, and that's going to be bad, especially for like Palm Springs. Palm Springs, I was talking with Desert last night, and it's a good possibility of flash flooding big time at Palm Springs, because they sit on the east side of a mountain there, part of the mountain range out there. We'll take a look at that if I have time. But down here on monitor 6, already they have put out marine weather statements along the coast, and this goes all the way up past Santa Maria. And this darker blue, this is already a tropical storm watch. I mean, this thing is miles away. Matter of fact, I could take a look at it here. I zoomed out too far. Right now, the center of it let's see, about 1,300 miles away from LA. I'd say roughly about 1,200 miles away from San Diego. So that's as the crow flies. That's straight shot. It'll be a little bit further way it's steering. While I got this screen up, I want to show you that wobble. This is showing the past track. It actually did come off of Africa as a tropical wave. It didn't do anything. It kept its energy and crossed over down here at Nicaragua and Panama, and then it started to blow up. It's really rare to get any tropical storm of any kind to hit the West Coast. It has, I think it was in the last 100 years, it's happened twice. So, but it's been tens of years since the last one. Now, I will say last year, any of you that watched my last year's forecast for San Diego, I was trying to help those people out over there at San Diego Webcam. There was a tropical storm that was way off the coast, and it caused major flooding in this area. Major flooding, and it was real far away. It's going to be even worse with this thing coming right down your throat. So this is a rare occurrence. It really is. Let's see. Let's turn the rain off. And this red here, this is hurricane warning right now already for up along the Baja there. But she's ramped up tight. And we can look over here. I don't think that's current. There we go. There's current. 130 mile per hour wind right now, but it was I think this was local time, 2 a.m. It went Cat 4. And you know, 3 days ago or 4 days ago when I did a stream, the winds were down here on the 16th. Well, 2 days ago, it was 40 mile per hour winds, and overnight it jumped up to 125 mile per hour wind. It's still got quite a bit of warm water right in there. In the past, I've told you, pause this, that this was about the line. Anything north of that line here a while back, last month and before that, these waters up here were really cool. Well, that line is actually moved way further up, and I'll show you on the sea surface temps here in a little bit. So by the time it gets up in here, they don't have a time right there, but before it hits, they're calling for Cat 1 hurricane That's quite a ways south of San Diego. Be 75 mile per hour winds. Now it does look like by the time it gets up around LA, it's going to be 50 mile per hour winds. Now, like I said, if the line or if the center goes to the right side of the cone, the winds won't be near as strong in Los Angeles or San Diego or anywhere up in there, and it'll start to fall apart quick. Now, one thing I also want to point out, whoops, wrong one, hit the wrong button on the tablet. It's a little bit too close to count for Orange County just yet. I'll know more tomorrow about Orange County because, you know, like I say, it's still over 1,300 miles away from LA. So, and over 1,200 miles away from San Diego. So you got to remember, now I measured this thing's width earlier, just the core of the hurricane, not the whole width of it right now. Just the core is almost 500 miles wide. Now the cone is only for the center, and you could go 250 miles on either side of that and get hit by the core. The whole thing measured clear across is over 600 miles wide at this point. And a tropical storm, when they're real strong like this, when they start to, you know, die out and fall apart, they get even wider. Think of an ice skater. When she pulls her arms in and she can spin really fast, right? Well, when she starts putting her arms out and slowing down, that slows her down. Well, think of a tropical storm, something like that. As its rotation slows down, that centrifugal force can't keep everything in tight, so it will get wider. So, oh yeah, Disneyland, I just about guarantee will be closed. I was there once when I was a little kid. But let's get over to monitor 6 again, and let's look at those sea surface temps. We'll do an ocean analysis for the Eastern Pacific. Now this is the anomalies. The white is average, the blues is below average. You haven't missed much yet, Kat. I will post the VOD later on tonight. See this blue circle here? Let me zoom in on that. That's where Hilary's at. It's already sucked up all the warm water, and it's starting to go through some upwelling. That's one sign of its weakening too. And the eye is not as clear as it was earlier. And that's because it's pulling up colder water. People talk about El Nino, which is down here at the bottom. The problem with that is the El Nino's not strong enough. And one sign of that is when you get under the top warm layer of water, it's cooler temps. The warm temps don't go that deep, and that's what we're seeing here on this blue circle. Had some nice, really warm surface temps, well above average, but it's not real deep warm water. And as you can see, when you get up in here, now let's see, I'll do this in red. When you get up in here in these blues, that's some temps that's, you're getting up in the 70-degree water. Even further north is 60s, especially along the coast. So let's go over here and look at the actual temps. Oops, I got to change that to Eastern Pacific. I should have had these preloaded, but now this is all in Celsius. So that line was right across Cabo, and anything north of that line was cold water. It's moving north. The warmer water is growing and moving north. But you get up in this area, man, you got 60s and 70-degree temps, and it's going to run into that. So it's going to weaken pretty fast. And another thing is, as this thing weakens, it should speed up. I expect it to really speed up. So when we go to the forecast models, let's see here, region, Eastern Pacific, yeah, this will get me up around the LA County area. So this is pretty strong. The millibars are pretty low at this point, but those numbers will start going up. So this is your precipitation model, and notice how, like I say, the counterclockwise motion is pulling moisture up through Mexico, and that's what's causing all that rain in Southern Cal and Nevada and Arizona. So we'll go forward in time on this, and you can see how she curves back to the right a little bit, and that's because of the high pressure over the southern U.S., and its clockwise motion is pulling that around that high pressure ridge. There's also a trough over in here, and it's going to interact with that trough. Let's see here. Let's change regions. Let's go western U.S. And look at this moisture, how far north it goes from this thing. It goes all the way into Canada. And this is Monday, by the way. Monday morning. And then you can see she really falls apart. Pressure's over 1,000 millibars at that point. But she's going to spread a lot of rain. And like I talked with Desert last night, it's not going to be so much with the winds as it is the flooding. It's going to be the flooding. It's going to be the biggest issue. And that part of the country, in that desert area, the ground is sun-baked. It's hard. It doesn't want to soak up water. What's going to happen is runoff. And this is what happened last year with that tropical storm that was well off the coast. But it slung out in its outer bands so much rain in a short period of time. I mean, it was major flooding. I forget what they call that desert and them riverbeds, auroras or something like that. So this is going to really impact auroras. There you go. Thanks, AMC. So now I want to go back. Let's look at the vorticity on this thing. Now here's a one disturbance. Well, wait a minute. Let me back that up, because I wanted to show you. Well, it's not showing up. There is a bit of a trough that's helping with its counterclockwise motion. Yeah, let's do this in red. There's a trough over here, and with its counterclockwise motion, it's helping to drag this thing and turning it. And we had this big high pressure ridge naturally with clockwise motion, and it opened an alleyway right through there. Oh, Palm Springs. I worry about Palm Springs because they're on the east side of that mountain, which to me looks like a hill. It's what we call them over here in Ohio. But they're going to get a lot of runoff, and I haven't been showing you the right monitor. Daggone it. Sorry about that. Thanks, Outlaw. Let me zoom in on this. Look at these black lines of equal pressure. The closer them are, the stronger the winds are, and that's where it's going to be at on its way up. Those lines will start to get further apart, but that's a lot to do with that trough and the high pressure over here in the east. So, and that mountain range goes right down through the Baja too. Yeah, I was looking at that on Google Earth Desert. Your road structure really sucks. You got to be really careful out there, man. I worry about you. So, any questions on Hilary? Two-lane roads and horrible. Yeah, I remember that from the '70s. It was just as bad out there, back then. Uh, yeah, most likely. It's all going to depend on the track. The heavier storms, like I say, is on that right front quadrant. So depending on the track of it, they're going to get the downside if it goes to the east side of the cone. LA County and San Bernardino and all that, and even SD will be on the downside. The west side of the core, and it won't be near as bad as that right front quadrant. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on this. I am going to be doing streams every night. I'll do a stream when I'm helping Desert if he gets to go out. The timing on this it's not certain. I mean, like I said earlier, if it stays on the west side of the cone, the left side, then the right front quadrant's going to hit SD, LA, and then go on up towards Las Vegas. But that will be a lot stronger winds. Matter of fact, let's see, upper dynamics. No, that's not the one I want. Hang on. Let's go surface winds. So here she comes towards SD. See how the stronger winds are on that right front quadrant? Hey, thanks for that 15-month sub, D-Trip. This is what I was talking about. Get back over here, Monitor 6. I got too much stuff going through my head. But see how the east side of the storm is a lot stronger winds. So it's going to depend on that track. If that track is more like this, then this junk right here will be right over SD and up through San Bernardino and LA. So that's what I was talking about. That's the more dangerous side. This is the wind profile at the ground, by the way. So I'll keep a close eye on that and try to track that. Hey, thanks, Nathan. Appreciate that. 18 months. Nice. And do we have a hype train? Sure enough, level 1 hype train. Let's go. So, again, oh, thanks, Nathan. 5 gifted subs. Appreciate that, man. So I think I pretty much covered everything. Again, for you late bloomers, all this dark blue area is a tropical storm watch already. Includes San Diego, Oceanside, Long Beach, and Santa Clarita, and that's going to expand. Thanks, Bama. And this green area, it's a flash flood watch already, and look how far north it goes. I mean, Jesus. Hey, thank you, Kills. Appreciate that. So, let's jump back over there to these other 3 areas. Over on the Atlantic side, this is getting kind of interesting, and this puppy right here, I'll have to keep a close eye on that. It was 40% earlier today, and I see tonight it's 50% in the next 7 days. So we got a week to follow this. Again, it's over in here right now. So let's take a look at the satellite imagery. And we'll go Atlantic. Well, let's change the plot type. Now, if you look real close, I think my mic's trying to overmodulate for some reason. Let me pause this. Look at this milkiness right here. That's Saharan dust, folks. That's Saharan dust. So, let me grab a different pen here. This is 98L. Looks pretty good. I mean, she's forming pretty good. Hey, I missed you, man. I haven't seen you around in a long time. This is 99L. And this crap here, the models are starting to show this thing going this way. And the Euro and the GFS, it's getting pretty interesting because earlier the GFS had this thing turn and come right for Florida. So yeah, it's starting to wake up over there. And let me pause this right there. This is the area. Oops. I don't know why I did that. This is the area right here that they're saying is going to head over towards Texas. Now it's going to be interacting with this cold front that's been kind of stalled out for the last several days, as many of you know. If you live in the Northeast or you live in Florida, it's been bringing you some misery. But this is that area to watch that doesn't look all that impressive. Right now it's battling a lot of wind shear and some dry air along with it. Look at all this milkiness over in here. That's all Saharan dust, and that's why I don't think 98L, since it's going this whoops, get back over here, it's going this direction. And it's going to go right in that Saharan dust. So 98L, it ain't got a prayer. 99L, same thing. This thing here, it looks like the trade winds over in this area is going to blow it that way. And I'll show you this stuff on the models. And again, this is the main area I want to watch. So let's clear that off. And I want to show you the forecast models for over here. Change this to tropical Atlantic. Here's 98L. This is 99L. And this is the area that should go towards the Leeward Windward Islands and go into the Caribbean. Let's look at the vorticity or the spin in the atmosphere. See, this one's not doing all that much, right? Doesn't look that impressive. 98L, she's trying to tighten up, but yeah, it ain't going to happen. We're getting some southerly wind shear on 99L, by the way. And then here's this nice area to watch. And it couples with another area spin. Now this model run's got it turning north. A previous model run had it going west. So let's change region. Let's go Western Atlantic on this. I got to watch this area to spin because some of the model runs is showing it going west, but now, no, it's got it going north. Now this is the GFS. Notice this over here, clear to the left. This is that little area to watch over there on the East Pacific. Looks like she might try to do something. Now let's change over the euro. I like the euro better sometimes. So let's get back to the beginning here. There goes Hilary, bombs away up the coast. This is that area that I'm curious about. And this model run isn't done yet. So it doesn't go out far enough. It only goes out to today. So I gotta wait for a new model run. Anyway, some of the earlier model runs, especially the GFS, had this thing here coming this way and curving and go right like that. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that one. So that's pretty much it. Back over here in the studio. And let's see, covered the track, the sea temps, the winds, the rainfall. Yeah, by the way, the rainfall, I did forget to show you that. Let's get monitor 6 loaded back up. For one thing, the flooding. Oh my goodness. Look at this. High risk east of San Diego and up to the east side of LA. 70% high risk for flooding. And then even this light red area, that's 40%. That's moderate. So and Vegas is in that too. Yeah, Salton Sea is in there. So let's look at the total rainfall is what I was wanting to look at. And this keeps changing. Sometimes there are updates is 6 to 10. I have seen 8 to 12. Right now, these orange areas is, and I'll zoom in here, is 6 to 10. But even if you only get 4 to 6 inches of rain for this area, it's so much rain. I mean, I could deal with 4 inches of rain over here, and it's like no big deal. I mean, it'll flood a little bit, but you get out there in the desert Southwest, 2 inches of rain can be a problem. So I think that's all I wanted to cover tonight. Again, I will be streaming every night. And also, if Desert gets to chase this thing. So the question was, how is the wolves? Hey, the wolves are doing great. Matter of fact, I'll be going over in the morning. And I verified that they are letting people go in with the pups, which is now teenagers. And let me show you a picture. Let me get that loaded up. I tell you what, the weather here has been gorgeous. So back over here to monitor 6. This is a couple people. I think that guy on the left is actually Kathy's son, and the guy on the right's a volunteer. But yeah, when the Cubs go wild, and she put a warning on this and rules, and be prepared to be jumped on, licked, and everything else like puppies do. I guess they're really spry right now. So yeah, these teenagers, they're not pups anymore. I like this one up here. He did a sneak attack from behind and started licking on him. So the weather's going to be nice. It's supposed to get up to 81 tomorrow. It'll probably be in the 60s when I'm there first thing in the morning. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to take my grandson in. Last weekend was his birthday, and my birthday present is I'm going to pay for his way in. I don't have to pay for the rest of the year, but I'll pay for his way in. That's going to be his birthday present. So something else I wanted to show you. Oh, my laser bed. I told you guys that I got some more stuff for the laser. You can see the laser down in there. I got this nice cover. This is with the lid open. I can zip that closed. It's got that orange filter on it so I don't burn my eyes out. And you can see the evacuation system. Burning acrylic puts out dangerous fumes. And thanks, fire truck. I'll let him know. He's upstairs right now playing his games. But I got this nice fan up here at the top of the screen, and to suck out all the dangerous fumes, and goes right out a window that's behind my desk. So that's the latest on that. I did let's see, back over here in the studio. I did last night, or a couple nights ago, I told you guys this is a piece for the lighted sign. I did paint it black with just some paint. And let's see if you can see this. Did Nathan's logo on it. Oops. This flashlight drives me nuts. So let's see if you can. Whoops. Let me shine it at an angle. So it did a really nice engraving. So I tell you something I did. I got, I've been using black paper because clear acrylic, the diode laser just shines right through it. Don't do nothing. You got to put black paper, or have some sort of coating on the back side. So I went and got some. It's called tempera paint. Found it down at my local Walmart. It's a washable paint. You put it on the back of the acrylic, and after you engrave it, you just wash it off with clear water. And I've already got a piece ready. It's all dry now. This is a scrap piece I've been experimenting on, so you can see I got it all ready, and when this gets done, I just take and wash it off the back. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. Not too late, because I got to get up early in the morning to go see the wolves. So that's all I've got for now. We're going to get some video tomorrow and some pictures of the wolves, and I'll be sure to show them to you tomorrow night, okay? So I'll keep you up to date on them pups. Dang teenagers. We're going to have a blast. I know we are. They're going to be closed Sunday because of the heat. So I'm getting lucky tomorrow. It's only going to be in the low 80s. So anyway, I love y'all. Thanks for all the subs. I greatly appreciate it. And be sure to tune in for tomorrow night's broadcast. I'll have a lot more information. We can look at that track a little bit better. If this thing starts the weekend, it's likely to wobble. That's going to change the landing of this thing. So we'll keep a close eye on it for tomorrow night's broadcast. So join me at 8 Eastern time again. And be sure to follow Desert JM on his excursion with a hurricane. I think it might be his first. Well, it'd have to be his first, because he's not old enough for the last one that hit California. So, you know what we all say. Peace. Papa Top for me. I'll catch you on tomorrow night's broadcast. Stay safe. Catch you later.